Getting started, Extreme Prophetic Studies, Lesson 6, The Watchman's Ministry. You may raise or lower the audio according to your introduction. God's prophetic sentinels are vital to the church. In this lesson, we learn about the ministry of the watchman, spokesman for the Lord. Being a prophetic spokesman for the Lord is not the only ministry of a prophet. Prophets are also watchmen who report what they see and hear. Sentinels. Ancient cities provided places of refuge and safety for their citizens. Massive walls fortified these cities. Faithful sentinels manned watchtowers to guard the city at night. When the gates were closed, the city was secure from bandits and invaders. Many of these watchmen would spend days and nights without inn, never seeing anything worth reporting. Faithful sentinels, however, never abandoned their post. They continued to keep watch over the city. Ancient sentinels. One can only imagine the great responsibility of such service to the city's residents. We can liken the prophet's ministry to the ancient sentinels who stood guard over their cities. On the walls. A watchman is one called to stand guard, to keep watch, and say what he sees. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Isaiah 62:6. For thus hath the Lord said unto me, Go, set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. Isaiah 21:6. Watchman definitions. The word watchman comes from the Hebrew word shamar, with various meanings throughout Scripture, including to keep, observe, heed, preserve, beware, mark, watchman, wait, watch, regard, preserve, and save. Gaps and hedges. God has placed prophetic ministry in gaps and hedges. And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. Ezekiel 22:30. Prophets stand in the gap. Standing in the gap and making up the hedge are two of the primary ministries of the prophet. Prophets stand in the gap through watching, prayer, and intercession. And he saw that there was no man and wondered that there were no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. Isaiah 59:16. Watch, warn, and signal. Prophets as watchmen are called to watch, identify, warn, signal, provide security, stand in towers, high places with good visibility. Prophetic guards. A prophetic guard is likened to a sentinel who is assigned to protect or oversee the welfare of another. Prophets as protectors. Scripture says, by a prophet the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved. Hosea 12:13. The word preserve comes from the Hebrew word shamar, meaning guard, keep, watch, save, protect. Warnings. The prophet's ministry is also called to warn of looming danger. Scripture declares, you will hear a message, word, from my mouth, and give them warning from me. Ezekiel 33:7. Ezekiel watched. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. Ezekiel 3:17. Great responsibility. Watching carries a great responsibility with it, not only for those that hear the word, but to the hearers themselves. But if the watchmen see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come, and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. Ezekiel 33:6. A serious ministry. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Ezekiel 3:18 and 19. Watchmen report. Watchmen are called to report information to those in authority. See 2 Samuel 18:24. Watchmen discern the difference between friend and foe. See 2 Kings 9:17 through 20. Prophetic assurance. Not only will the prophet warn of impending danger, he will also comfort and encourage when one is moving in the right direction. Prophets deal with hope, purpose, life issues, warnings, guidance. To guide. To guide means to point the way, direct on course, give instruction, provide insight. Watchmen examples. An example of a prophetic watchman in the Word. Agabus, warning of a famine. And in these days came prophets from Jerusalem unto Antioch, and there stood up one of them named Agabus, and signified by the Spirit that there should be great dearth throughout all the world, which came to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. Then the disciples, every man according to his ability, determined to send relief unto the brethren which dwelt in Judea, which also they did, and sent it to the elders by the hands of Barnabas and Saul. Acts 11:27 through 30. See, hear, and say. Being a prophetic spokesman for the Lord is not the only ministry of a prophet. Prophets also are watchmen who report what they see and hear. A watchman is one called to stand guard, to keep watch, and to say what he sees. Standing in the gap. The word watchman comes from the Hebrew word shamar, with various meanings throughout Scripture, including to keep, observe, heed, preserve, beware, mark, watchman, wait, watch, regard, preserve, and save. Standing in the gap and making up the hedge are two of the primary ministries of the prophet. Prophetic guard. A prophetic guard is likened to a sentinel who is assigned to protect or oversee the welfare of another. The word preserve comes from the Hebrew word shamar, meaning guard, keep, watch, save, and protect. The prophet's ministry is also called to warn of looming danger. Great responsibility. Watching carries with it a great responsibility. Watchmen are called to report information to those in authority. See 2 Samuel 18:24. Prophets encourage. Not only will the prophet warn of impending troubles, he will also comfort and encourage when one is moving in the right direction. In the classroom. This completes this part of the lesson. Return to the class, review all additional reading assignments, listen to any required audio teachings, and take the lesson quiz. When finished, move on to the next lesson.